Hello. Can barely hear myself. This is going to be strange because my hearing has been broken. Very broken indeed. Let's turn the zoom on. Here it is. How long have I not done a stream for? I don't actually know. Should we have a look? 2 weeks. Alright. I mean, it was 2 weeks, so where's the exact date? I think I did one. It feels like 3 weeks ago. Should we have a look at the dates? Let's have a look. So that was the 18th of December. I think that was just before I got ill. And then the 20th, that's Tuesday, 2 days later. And then I think I was still ill then. And then I can't have been that ill if I was coming online, but it felt like forever. Between the 20th and 23rd, I felt just well enough to come on. But then after that, obviously, Christmas happened. And that's a busy time of year when you've got kids. But yeah, on the 27th, and kind of at the end of Boxing Day, I started to lose my hearing. I was like, what the hell kind of cold is this? I'm now thinking it was the flu. But for some reason, my middle ears got infected, and I can't really hear properly. Still, how long has that been? It's been quite a long time. 1 week. Yeah, it's been nearly 2 weeks. I haven't had proper hearing, and it's felt like forever. It felt like 2 weeks is quite a long time anyway, but it felt like forever. And it's still going on. I can hear people speak now. I can hear what's going on in this project. Like, I can hear kicks and snares. I can hear like most of the musical elements. I can obviously hear the groove, and I can see the arrangement, so I can carry on with my work. But what I can't hear is anything over so let's have a look how much I can hear. It's probably, I reckon, about 8k, which is not high, is it? I can't really hear. I can hear the low part of a hi-hat, but I can't hear a really high hi-hat. Which is a pain. And that's why I've only just, like, last night was my first music session in more than 2 weeks. Actually, 3 weeks, because I had a cold for an entire week before Christmas. It wouldn't shift, it kept moving from different parts of my head. Well, chest, throat, sinuses, throat, nose, and then middle ear. You don't want that. I feel like I would do anything to prevent it from happening again. Like, it's like a wake-up call to perhaps live a more healthy lifestyle. It's like I'm always waiting for that. I shouldn't. It's just prevention is the way. So let's listen to this track, but with a filter, and let's see how bad my hearing is. So if I do ultra sharp high pass, I'm guessing I won't be able to hear anything over like 12k or something like that. I can't hear that. I can't hear that. I can hear something there. So like 7. That's just like, I mean, if you look at it relatively, this is why official hearing tests, I think they only test up to 6K because um, there's not much information up there. Most of what a human voice does is like from 6K all the way down to like 100, which is, most of the hearing range of a human. But yeah, so it's weird. It's like I've lost. At the moment, I can't hear sort of 8, let's say 9 kilohertz upwards. Because of hard hearing loss recently. Okay, so thanks, Chris Young. What genre? Dubstep. If you want to call it dubstep. It's at 140 BPM, which is a start. It's got a kick and a snare, which is another feature of dubstep. It sounds like this. The intro needs work. It sounds really weird in my ears right now, this track. I don't know. Iconic, how you doing? I've had hearing loss, so this is really strange. It's my first time on in like 2 weeks or so. I've been 2 weeks without hearing. It's gotten a little bit better, but I got a middle ear infection. I can hear speech now, and I can hear low end stuff and groove, but it was a bit worrying for a bit. And it feels like it's been a long kind of 2 weeks not being able to make music. It's like I've been busy. I mean, I've been recovering from whatever flu. I don't know what. I'm starting to think it's flu now. What do I think about 2 Hollis? Thank you, Iconic. Yeah. Cheers, man. It's like I'm trying to give myself advice on if I can prevent this ever happening again, I will. And I think I've been reading about, how to shorten the length of a cold, for example. I keep seeing posts of it just today. Because somehow it happens more in kids, where the middle ear gets infected. I went to A&E, like, on the 27th of December. The pain behind my ears was so incredibly painful. My eardrum had burst on this side, was leaking shit out, fucking leaking green shit out. It's fucked up. Like, I was in bed, like, going, like, painkillers, just constantly painkillers. So bad. Yeah, Tobes. I was making D&B, lots and lots of D&B being my favourite, like, thing to make, but things changed and I was making sort of just non-genre stuff for a while. Because of time restrictions, I couldn't do D&B and non-genre stuff, so I just did a bit of non-genre stuff for a bit, and now I'm doing 140, everything at 140 BPM, because there's a gig coming up, on the 28th of February. It's in Wrexham. You should come to it if you like dubstep. Low2, Chad Dubs gonna be playing. Wrexham's the kind of place where you kind of want to get like a place to stay every night, because the transport links aren't the best, but keep that in mind. It'll be a great night. It'll be a really great night. It was last year. It's like a yearly thing. Second time this time, and it's going to be bigger. There's a lot more people going to be there. 2 Hollis. Check out 2 Hollis. Okay. D&B. Yeah, D&B's mint. Like that's where that was like my first love. It's weird because I've not made it recently and I've not heard as much recently. I've been like absorbed in this project. I feel like it's a whole big project of making loads of stuff at 140 since September-ish, something like that. Everything's temporary. I think once this gig is over, I'll have this big bunch of 140 tunes that I can play around with, play out, maybe even do some D&B remixes using the same sounds. I mean, that'd be crazy not to use the same sounds that I've been working on for 3 months. Um, Oxy. What is Oxy? I've not tried Oxy, but I was thinking of alternative painkillers. I was hoping when I went to A&E that they would give me something stronger than paracetamol, but they gave me intravenous paracetamol, and it was like within 20 minutes of it going in, it went, the pain just went, and I walked out the hospital like, I feel great. I feel like what was all that about? But I couldn't hear, and I still had shit leaking out of one of my ears. But yeah, I was like looking at seeing if there were any stronger painkillers around. But I was unsuccessful in that mission. Even just for one night, but it wouldn't have cured it. It wouldn't have sorted the problem out. If I'd had like something stronger, I would have wanted it then another night and then another night. So as soon as you go stronger than paracetamol or ibuprofen, you kind of need to get to the root of the problem, don't you? But some people are on that like constantly. James, how you doing? It is always good to be open-minded. Yeah, like that's it. I mean, like that's why I like making non-genre stuff sometimes, because there's no rules. There's no. You just sit down, start making a sound, and then just randomly set a BPM if you want, or just wait. Just have with that one sound that you've got at your fingertips loaded up on the keyboard on the track. You might just play melody, and then whatever comes out there, you set your BPM to it. Doesn't matter what it is, and there's no rules. You don't have to like think it's got to have an amazing build up. It's got to have these elements to sound like a commercial DP track, or you don't have to like think about any of that. You can just you don't have to think about what's accepted or acceptable. It's just like raw creativity. But the stuff I've been coming out with using that method is, I made an ambient album. I made like just weird electronica stuff, which I like listening to anyway. And yeah, so now I'm on this 140 thing where potentially anything is possible. I might do this at 175. I think 175 definitely lends itself to sort of a D&B sound, though. It's quite fast and exciting. Whereas 140 can be fast and exciting, but it could also be like really chill. Play the projects. The intro on these are all works in progress. This isn't even more than a minute and 30 long, but the intro is still lagging behind the rest of it at the moment. Phase J, right? Try the smack. Yeah, I mean, morphine is something that exists, and I don't know if I can get it, but I'm sure anyone can get anything, can't they? But it's not the kind of thing you want for something like a long term, even just more than bloody a few days. It'd be bad, wouldn't it? It'd have to be really bad pain, and it was really bad pain. And then he gave me an IV paracetamol, and then after I came out of hospital, it lasted like 6 hours. And then my ears were hurting again. So, but then I just had to take it every 2 hours, every 4 hours, but have them overlap: paracetamol, ibuprofen, paracetamol, just for days and days and days and days. I haven't had any painkillers today. My ears still feel like a bit painful though. I can't hear properly. Hey, yeah, that's it, Chris. Yeah, appreciate. Sorry. Um, I know being a producer definitely makes you appreciate the art form, doesn't it? So yeah, just yeah. How long have you been making D&B, Chris Young? I don't know why I need the music off to talk. I can't hear myself. Theodore. Theodore. Thank you for following. Smack, yeah. Can you play the project? Yeah, I'm glad you're saying just kidding, because I don't want to think you into that kind of thing. It's funny because a friend was telling me about what they used to do in World War Two, and that like all the soldiers were just on the one thing you could get hold of was morphine. Like, you could weed wasn't a thing then. All these other fancy like stimulants weren't a thing, but you could get morphine, and I think it was kind of still legal at the time. Um, so yeah, and so yeah, they had to like confiscate the morphine. So then they started hiding it. They get their like little parcels from their wives at home with like little secret stashes. But yeah, can't stay on that for long. I don't think. Right, it's gonna fuck you up. Like anything, any substance. You gotta enjoy. There's plenty to enjoy without substance abuse. I mean, fair enough. If you're in hospital and your leg's been blown off, I think you probably need bit of a strong painkiller. But for recreational use, yeah, you're gonna fucking end up in the gutter. I've seen friends go that way. But yeah, I've seen friends not go that way as well. But like most of them, I don't know. You gotta just shake all that stuff off. There's a life of sobriety is underrated. Like I think most people in on this planet are like sober. I don't know. I know I'm just talking shit now. Um, I've done my fair share of smoking. You know what I mean? Like, not anymore though. Serum creating that for hours. Yeah, me too, mate. I like to not spend too long on a sound though. I like to try and get it usable as quickly as possible. Just usable, like it's got an element in that I want it to have, and then use it, and then maybe go back and tweak it later to fit with the other things in the track. It's all about speed. I'm always like trying to like do things quick. Okay, so yes, James, I can't wait to hear it. You've given me some great tips on the live stream, James, um, which have made me really think. Like the OTT thing on the non-drum sounds, like a group. It, I can't decide whether it makes everything sound better, right? But I can't decide whether the the relationship, I can hear I can hear the phase being messed up. It's obviously a theoretical thing that happens when you have multiband compression. So I'm trying to like forget about the theoretical side, and just use my ears and say, does it sound better with OTT or not? And it kind of does, like, sound better with OTT, but I think there's only one way. The only way I'm gonna know if it works is by playing a side by side, like one track with OTT and one with not. in a room with 1,000 people in it, so it's a good sample test. But you know, that's not going to happen, is it? Anytime soon. And even if it was, is that an appropriate place to test? Probably is. But you wouldn't do an A/B test, would you? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I've been trying that. I've been trying the OTT on everything else, but that's not drums. Um, and it does sound good. Universal Meltdown, thank you for following. Getting better, keep at it, man. Thank you. CB1. FL Studio 10 years. Oh, yeah, on mobile. It looks good on mobile, FL Studio. Ableton has like something for on the Apple Store, but not Android. And it's just like it's not, it doesn't look like Ableton, it looks like something that's adapted to a small screen. So bright. I think I did notice, James. Yeah. I think I always had like some kind of, well, they had that drinks offer, didn't they? They had like all you can drink for 20 quid. Well, it was like one drink every 20 minutes, singles for 20 quid. And I was like, I'm going to try every single whiskey that I've never tried before. But yeah, that's a good move. I used to think, well, I don't know, I used to think that all rock and roll stars and DJs were just like tanked up to their eyeballs all the time with psychedelics. Maybe they were maybe some of them were in the 60s, but I think if you want to do a good job, which unless you're, you know, think of a big band, even the Beatles, I don't even know. Unless you're like you've just filled Wembley Stadium, yeah, maybe then you can just fall over the place drunk or smashed out of your head, and everyone will love it. But until then, I think you've got to like focus on doing the best performance of your life every single time, even if it's a room full of one people. That's how I like to do things. I'm not going to play a shit set for one person or two or three. It's going to be the same. It's not going to be the exact same set because it's all about. There's some kind of bouncing vibes off reading how people feel and stuff. For me, obviously, you know, I'm not super successful yet. I'll always say yeah at the end of that. To get fish, you set to as an OTT. Okay, because you can do a bit of compression on that as well, can't you? Chris Young, thanks for following. And then got SIGs. No, SIGs, man. Nah, I'm not a smoker. Pretty much every single one of my friends is a smoker. I'm not. C. Rogers, thanks for following. I've tried it. It's just fucking horrible, isn't it? It's just. I don't know why I never got into it. My dad was a smoker, my mum wasn't. So. Don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. Just like I've definitely smoked a lot of cigs outside clubs while, you know, intoxicated. Like, yeah, go and give a cig. Oh, you menthol cig. Like, but I can't do it now. It's the taste is great. It's and you get used to it. So if you smoke a few, you get used to it, and it's like you kind of forget how fucking horrible it is breathing in smoke. But yeah, the trouble with nicotine is that it's like pretty fucking hard to shift, especially if you've been on it from a young age. It's hard to get it. Yeah, I get it. But that's, you know, that doesn't mean you can't stop. And you know, I've gotten off things that are quite hard to get off. Sugar is currently my curse. Sweet things, yeah. Yeah, right. Starting to. Can you play Scridolis? Scridolis. Hope I'm saying that right. I love trying to pronounce usernames on here. I feel like I get a good high success rate. It is. No, this is the thing about talking. Yeah, this is what I've learned about some smokers adjusting it to stand outside the pub or whichever kind of type of place and chat to people outside, because one, you're outside in fresh air, which is like a change of environment every so often. We're like wild animals. We've just come out of the plains and the caves. And suddenly we're here with we're thinking we've got big brains. We've always had them, but we've got computers now. But yeah, outside smoking, you just meet people and you get to hear them properly as well. In a pub, you go back inside, it's like blah, 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 blah. I struggle to hear people. I've always have done. To single out someone's voice, it takes a lot of concentration for me compared to other people. So yeah, go outside. It's just like I can't be asked going outside because I don't smoke. I can't even be asked smoking either. Just for that. So unfortunately, I miss out on a lot of planning and ventures, but it's just how I am. Scry. Dooless. Oh, nice. That's well cool. Scry Dooless. Menthols, yeah. I don't know what because even when vapes came along, it's you can just have a vape instead, just have a nice. But that's just gone to shit, hasn't it? Vapes, because it's that's got its own health fucking thing. Everything that's nice is fucking deadly, innit? Scridolis, Scridolis, Scrido. See, that says do or do. If it was do, I would have put DOH. Scribe, if you wanted me to phonetically say do, DOH. Scridolis, right? You're saying not Scridolis. Do. That's do. That's do as well. Scridolis. If you put do, DOH, then I'll say Scridolis. Sorry. Just got to get it right. It means flyer. Huh. In a different language. Maybe. Right. Right. No way. Lithuanian. It's mad that Lithuania. It's like you just realise that country it's always been there, and some really cool people I've met from Lithuania. It's quite a small country, isn't it? And it's kind of like in a weird place between Russia and Europe. Probably cold as well. Is it cold up there right now? It's cold here in the UK. What's that say? Will, thank you for following with. How cold? Apparently we've got -7 here today. Which weather? -4 right now. I could get to -6. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, that's what's going on with my ear. That's been blocked there. And these bones, I think there's loads of waxy shit around there, and that's why I can't hear. I did have this whole presentation planned. It's fucking, all I can hear is, the loudest thing I can hear is my tinnitus. You have Scridolis. You can hear it again. Yeah, I'll play again. I need to listen out for mistakes this time. For the intro needs work. Don't know what work. I think that string's too loud. This beat is absolute buns. I love that. I've never heard buns, absolute buns before. I should write all these down. They're great. Absolute buns. It's like I'm learning, like, I don't know what kids speak. I'm not saying that's kid speak. That could be just like from where you're from. But like, there's stuff that my 10-year-old son says and I don't understand. It's just like saying cool. It's like the equivalent of me saying cool in the 90s. That's so cool. This beat is absolute buns. You might be saying it, you might be insulting it, but I'm going to take it as, I'm going to twist it around. And I'm taking buns. I like buns, you know. I like a nice pair of buns. Fresh out the oven. Iced buns as well, yeah. Gotta have that. Gotta have some of those iced buns. Sample your rack, pardon? Francesco? A sampler. Sampler, please? Can you rephrase your question? Sorry, mate. Hypnotic? I don't know what you're talking about. Could you please explain? Because I'm really curious as to what you're saying. Alright, so I don't know what else to do. Subharmonica. That's like a hardware. You're talking hardware here, aren't you? You're a rack. You're a rack. That's why I've got a Euro rack. Yeah, I've got a Behringer Euro rack. Yeah, right here. It's not turned on because I only use it it's like 20 years old this thing. I use it to route audio back into the sound card because for some reason Windows doesn't like to do it, even with virtual audio cable, or I don't even know how to use. Thing is, if you've got a Chrome playing a sample at 48 kilohertz, but you want to sample it at 4.1, it's easier to go out of your sound card back in with a wire than it is to do it another way. It's nuts. It's freaking nuts. VCO, Moog, you're saying all lovely words, Francesco. Like, I would, if I had an unlimited budget, I would have unlimited space as well. I would have a wall that is just a Moog. Yeah, I would. One of my biggest inspirations, one of my favorite albums is this Snowflakes Are Dancing. And the back cover, you will see what I used to stare at when I was a kid. I was a wee kid. Well, there isn't the back cover, but there's the guy, Tomita, and his Moog. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's the back cover. So, yeah, this guy, Tomita, performed pieces by Debussy on synthesizers, and it sounds freaking amazing and like nothing else. Um, and yeah, there he is. There he is. He was. It turns out he was like classically trained, and he obviously knows how to perform Debussy really well. But he used synthesizers, and this is the list. I was looking at this like as a 5, 6 years old, going, what are these? An envelope generator, A oscillator controller, A B oscillator. What's these? Tape recorder. Yeah, and there's all these amazing things. Mellotron at the bottom. And the Mellotron is how he got this sort of choir sound, because you can't really make a human voice choir with even the biggest analog synthesizer, can you? It's just one of what a human voice is just one of those things that's very difficult to kind of synthesize electronically. Obviously digitally it's all totally, there are solutions for that now in plugins and stuff. But yeah, I used to stare at this and long for some kind of studio that looked like this. Anyway, back to expensive words. Yes, yeah, nice words though. I mean, just to get the odd sound. I mean, you don't necessarily need, right? There's like, you can get like little keyboard things where you can do a little routing. Even just one of them I'd love, but one would lead to another. And before you know it, behind me it was like one there, one there. And I'd be like, half of this live stream, I'd just be like, meow, 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 meow. Have you heard this? See how squelchy this is? Meow, meow, meow. I'd love, yeah. I'm not ruling out. I'm going to have a goal, a lofty goal, where I make £1 million for music. And I buy myself like some hardware again. But this time, the hardware is going to be, all analog. And yeah, it's going to be, yeah, it's in the realm of possibility still for me, definitely. Have you heard how squelchy this is? I mean, squelchy sounds good, but I think squelchy sounds best in funk. Like Herbie Hancock, you've got to be able to play like Herbie Hancock, I think, as well, to pull it off, which I can't. I'm just gonna say, like, I could, do a input one note at a time, but that's not how analog works. You have to learn how, you have to know how to play stuff. Yeah. I think I would use analog synths to just make sounds that I can sample and use in the sequencer. Because if I got loads of analog keyboards, I probably should take piano lessons as well, so I can actually play them and make the most out of them, perform on them. Francesco, thank you for following your profile. I'll have a look at it, mate. Wanted to recommend an album to you, spoke. Macro Blanc. Why has it got those characters? I will load this up into the tube. Ah, yeah. Those characters. They're different characters, mate. Oblique occasions. I can't paste. I can't copy from here, but is that it? Oh, that's it there, look. It's a full album. I'm symbol matching with my eyes. This is crazy. That's what it's called. I can't pronounce that. How would you pronounce that, James? I'm not even going to try. Have you heard or scratchy? Yo, Pex! My ears are starting to come back online after nearly 2 weeks. I can't hear above 9 kilohertz though. It's really weird. The W. So this one, yeah? With great difficulty. Nice. Yeah, I'm feeling like I've got my energy back. Like that cold, I reckon I kept saying it was cold, downplaying it as a cold rather than being like man flu. But I'm now thinking it was flu that I had. That's why it took so long to shift and why it fucking infected my middle ears. Both ears got infected. One eardrum blew out. Like actually got a tear in my eardrum. It fucking hurt. It still hurts now. I haven't had painkillers today. It just hurts a bit. But yeah, I can't hear properly. Still. Anyway. Yeah, I will give this a save and put it in there. That sounds like a journey in a car kind of thing to listen to. It would be making beats unsupervised. That sounds good though. You've been making beats. That's good. Yeah, I have to add stuff to a playlist so it gets played in the car. There was another. Oh, I still haven't heard the Aphex Twin album yet. I forgot about that. So there's this and the Aphex album now to listen to in my driving must listen to long play. Yeah, that is a good name actually. Yeah. Making beats unsupervised. Yeah. Sometimes it's good like that. And most of the beats I make are unsupervised, but I'm not saying that that's the best way, but it's yeah, do it. I don't know another album called that. It's got a unique name. Right. I thought this live stream would last 20 minutes because I thought the babies will wake up. So we're doing well, but what we should do is carry on with the work at hand. This. Did I make a change on it since I loaded it? I think. I'll bounce it again anyway. I think I moved one. Did I move one of those? I changed some. This is the problem when I do a live stream, I lose track, and then because what I try and do is it's like a software. You know, when someone updates, it's like being a software programmer, because every time they update their software, they fill in a change log or a release notes to say what's been changed. And the reason why it's good to do this for every single track you start and work on again a second time and a third time and so on is to keep track of what changes you've done. It's really useful to see what you've done before, for many reasons. It's one of them. One of the really big reasons is because if you can't possibly hold all this stuff in your memory at the same time. And so you might have already done something and then undone that thing. And so if you were to redo it again, you'd be wasting your time, right? you might be. So if you've already said, oh, I already tried putting basses through cabinets, and you're like, oh yeah, that actually worked. So yeah, this is what I do. This is how I go through it. And yeah, it's a Mike Monday again. This is the Mike Monday Music Machine idea, and it uses Trello, which is like a free for this. You know, there are paid versions of it, but Trello's like what do you call it? Project management software. It's brilliant, so good. Yeah, and you just label it with what stage the tune is in here. So mine's in draft, but I'm also still in discover, so I've got them two labels on at the same time. You just dropped 8 new ones on your show. 'You've got 8 new tracks on your show? Didn't know you had a show. But yeah, when I'm on the live stream, I forget if I've just updated something. I know I did move one thing, but I think I'm just going to leave it. Oh, I did turn that down. But I'm turning that down because that sounds really horrible in my ears right now. Because of what's ear blockage that still is going on. That sounds quite piercing. Maybe it does anyway. Maybe my ears being like this is like a good thing for revealing stuff that sounds harsh. I actually need to listen to some reference music to reprogram my ears, I reckon. Oh, right. Nice. What's your show? Is it a D&B? Technical drawing revision notes. Right. Okay, let's go to the next project up. For some reason, we're going from bottom to top. This has caused lots of problems, this tune. Because there are things I like about it, and I don't want to just not do any more on it. But obviously, yeah, that rim shot is too loud, isn't it? It's too loud. It sounds too loud to me in the car as well. The dubstep show, nice. 20 minutes. Right? You'd made 3 D&B tunes and you whacked them in your show, yeah? Yes, okay, Pex, yeah, for sure. When these are finished, so I've got to have my absolute final deadline is obviously to have them mastered by the 28th when the gig is, right? They've got to sound good then because they're going to be played on a quite a loud sound system, so they have to be not harsh at all. And some of them still are, and some of them are only a minute long at the moment. So obviously I've got work to do, and it's the 8th of January now. So if I spend the next 4 weeks, that will take me to the 5th, and then fill out the arrangements in 4 weeks, and spend the next 3 weeks mixing and mastering, even though mixing and mastering kind of takes the longest. So I'm just doing it all juggling, I think. But I will, once they're done, I think some of them are going to end up being finished before the event for sure. So I can send you some. I can send you as they get finished. Pecs, yeah, for sure, for sure. And that, why am I saying for sure so much all of a sudden? For sure. I remember someone, who was it? Used a Formula One driver. Someone pointed out for me that they all just say, you know, when you're being interviewed on the trackside, you just say, yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, I took that turn a bit faster than I normally would, but the team were there to tell me, and for sure. Nice. That's good to know, because I have people asking me for tunes now. It's great, but rather than me trying to send people tunes and say, "Can you please listen to this?" It's hard. I will still be doing that though, because it's, you know, like, you know, it'd be nice to get played on the radio more than just once. I don't think the radio is going to play dubstep, but your radio sounds good. It's all about, we don't need these big national broadcasters anymore. We can do it ourselves. I do, big man. I remember. I do remember. I remember, big man. I remember you. But you know, do I remember what your occupation was, or you'll have to remind me? Sorry. I can't just lie and say, yeah, I remember you. Of course I remember you, big man. Big man. But I do remember you. I remember seeing Big Man and seeing your face, and that we were talking. Oh shit! Right, go and remind me. What track were you working on? Yeah, Southern. We can do it ourselves, Pex. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's it. I mean, I've been like anarcho, everything. It's hard to go off grid, but I mean, I'd say it's impossible, because if you want to communicate with people, you need to kind of have like a mobile phone of some kind, SIM card, and you know, you might be able to buy it with crypto. I don't know. You can't really be off grid if you're on a communications grid, can you? It's like, why try so hard when you're just gonna connect to it? I don't know. Could be wrong. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, please send it me, terrapastel at Gmail or Instagram, and just keep in mind that my ears are not working properly because I've had an ear infection and I can't hear properly. I can't hear frequencies over 9 kilohertz I've just tested. So everything sounds underwater at the moment, but I can hear the rhythm in things. I'd say I can hear all the important things, the most important things about what makes music good. But I'm still missing the high end at the moment. I'm hoping it will come back over the next 2 weeks. My Instagram is terrapastel. I think is it terrapastel _? It's the same profile picture. Right. So we're going to tackle this one again, this problematic tune. I kind of like the way the drop kind of just, it sounds quite chill, but it also sounds maybe like there's too much going on, but a lot of my tunes do. Not too much going on as in layers, I mean lots of changes. For like, is it ADHD? Am I making ADHD music? I'm not diagnosed, but a few people who know about ADHD think I am. And the more I think about it, the more I think I probably am. Wait, why is it not loading? All right, Andrew, how's it going? I've decided to make the jump and come and do a live stream. I'm alright, big man. I'm alright. Yeah, apart from the past 2 weeks have been so slow, not being able to do any um, music or live stream, and also recovering from what I had that got me infected. The fucking God knows what kind of flu. I thought it was just a cold, a really bad series of colds, like a mixture of colds. But no, I think now it was the flu because loads of other people are coming down with it. Fucking grim. Stay hydrated. I think if I was to go through it again, that's where I've gone wrong. Is not hydrated enough. Eating like maybe way too much sugary food in the lead up to Christmas and stuff. Not exercising because the weather's shit. Not going on walks because there's ice all over the bloody footpath. All these things added up to me somehow my ears getting infected and blowing out. One of them fucking blew out. Not like that. It didn't go, but it felt like it did. Shit. How are you, big man? How have you been? Happy New Year as well, yeah. Do you know what? I think this was the first year. I don't know if I've done this before. I was in bed before midnight and I wanted to be in bed and asleep because I was in so much pain and felt really ill. So yeah, I was like, that was done for. They gave you methamphetamine for what? Sorry, I did. We were having a conversation. You were saying. Anyway, they gave you something for it. Oh, you were in hospital? No, I can't remember that. What were you? Oh shit! Sorry, mate. What did you? What were you? Oops. Oh, I've got to do a puzzle there. What were you doing in hospital again? It's been a long time, mate. It's been a long time since I've like been on the live stream. Like I can't remember things at the moment. However, it's been a fucking weird 3 weeks overall. I swear it took 2 weeks to actually feel better. Just forget about my ears. Just like my energy levels were fucked. Christmas Day, I was like couldn't eat anything. I was done for. I just wanted to sleep the whole time. Oh, ADHD. Oh, yeah, of course, of course. So I have friends who are self-medicating with uh, methamphetamine, and by its chemical name, is it? It's chemical or pharmaceutical? Yes, chemical name, isn't it? And I think they're mad. Like, and I think you can't. I don't think you can self-medicate properly with something like that. There's a reason why pills have like, the actual pills that you can get for ADHD meds or any medicine, paracetamol, have the exact amount of milligrams measured out super accurately, because if you don't do that, you're going to overdose yourself and you're going to get a whole mad load of side effects that kind of affect your life in a different way. So I love them to bits, but they should really seek to get an ADHD diagnosis and then get the proper medication. But then there are some people who've done that and they say they don't like it because I think it can like reduce your appetite massively, and there's like other side effects with these ADHD meds. I'd like to try them. I'd like to see if it can help me focus more. I've kind of already adapted to it, but yeah, definitely taking bloody speed would not help me one bit. Nah, he would do the opposite. He would just stay up for like 3, 4 days, and just, sleep is so important. All right, thanks, big man. Thanks for sending it. I will give it a listen. Just not tonight, unless you really want. I could play it now, but I can't. I don't know if I don't know if I can't really trust my ears at the moment to actually. If it depends what kind of you want from me. If you want, like, my opinion of the arrangement or the energy, or if you want my opinion on how it sounds, my ears can't be trusted right now. I can't even tell if that string I was just playing was too loud or not. It didn't used to sound loud, and now it sounds way too loud. So yeah, it's up to you. Just as a normal listener, it could be 2 weeks until my hearing comes back to as it was. List dexamphetamine. All right. No way. All right, really, Pex? Is it working for you? Is that the one? Is that the kind of main prescribed one? Spin open. No way. Just as a normal listener, okay, yeah, thanks, big man, for saying, yeah, I will listen to it privately, and then I'll reply to you. Yeah, like, just as a normal, like, as I am, I'll just listen to it. Yeah. Probably tomorrow I'll do that, actually. So, is this loaded up? Yes. So, I've heard this track so many times now. This one. Like, there's something, I don't know what it is. The intro is way short, so I can lengthen that somehow. Okay, so the first problem that needs to be fixed is this. That's what it was before. It was a serum snare. And then James sent me a rim shot, and he sent it me on Instagram. Here's an interesting thing about Instagram: you can send each other sounds, like WAVs or whatever. Oh, I don't know whether it was a WAV or a different audio file, and they convert it into there, and then you can't download it. So I sampled Instagram. So this snare, that rim shot is sampled off Instagram Messenger through a series of. I did actually use wires. I went out of the sound card and back in. In the 80s, when I got my first tape deck, that was what he did. He just recorded stuff off the radio, and then it was yours on cassette tape. Thanks, big man. That's good to hear. I'm glad you like it. It's clear my ear. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not. It's my inner ear, that middle ear, that got infected on both sides at once, and the pressure buildup was so high. It's just so painful. I had to take what the fucking called? Penicillin, because it was infected. What's it called now? Antibiotics. I'd say antibiotics. The A&E gave me antibiotics for a week, and started to clear up after a few days. It was fucking painful, really painful. Like, the pressure was so bad, my fucking eardrum ruptured. It went, it ripped. I was sat in AA like with like my head was like for 3 hours, and I thought they'd give me painkillers and it was working, but it turns out they just took my blood and they didn't actually give me any painkillers. And then when they gave me painkillers, I was just like, oh, you can't feel paracetamol, like, but you feel the pain just goes away. It was like, shit, I feel so much better now. I can't be stopped. No, no. Well, I could be stopped if it was like, oh, you should. I couldn't hear a bloody thing. I couldn't hear people speak. Um, like about 10 days ago, for a few days, there was a few days where I couldn't hear anything, and I was getting really worried. There was even one point where we had a friend over, and I had to download a transcribe app so I could hear what someone was saying, like in words, and it did an all right job. But if two people spoke at the same time or you slurring your words a bit, it would be like, what do you mean? There's two fishes in the sea or whatever. Like, um, it was mad. It was like I had a taste of what it was like to be deaf, and yeah, difficult, very difficult. But yeah, they grow over. Yeah, so they can grow back because it was only a small one. It's 72 hours it can heal, and I think mine did do in 72 hours. But if it's like from trauma, like from like sports or someone's fucking jabbed you in the ear, then it could take a lot longer. It could take like months to heal a broken eardrum. But here's the thing, I've googled so much stuff on this. Like, your three bones in your ears, your ossicles, which control the amount of vibration going into your cochlea, where those hairs are that are sensitive to different frequencies, is a coil shape. They can fracture, and also they can, where they attach to the eardrum, they can come away from the eardrum. And so there's all these fucking crazy things that can happen that can result in like permanent hearing loss. And I'm still scared. Until my hearing comes back, I'm still scared one of those things has happened. And yeah, like just as I'm like, like if you work on your music career constantly over years and years, it always feels like you're just taking off, right? And that's what I feel like I'm doing now. I feel like I'm just like, things are getting good, and then this happens, and I'm just like, fuck's sake. Um, and I'm just like, the universe. You know, it's weird. Is I'm not looking at it like it's this wholly weird coincidence, but I am going. I like to think sometimes, oh, maybe it's like it's a blessing in disguise. It means something, and I'm gonna get the most out of it. Like, I'm gonna, like, right now, listening to music is a very different experience for me. Like, without, when you can't hear anything over 9 kilohertz, it changes everything. Yeah, and everything's really quiet as well. So yes, my own voice feels like dead loud and muffled. Blocked ears are awful. Yeah, yeah. It sounds like if it was on the outside of the eardrum, it'd be gone by now. Would have put some olive oil in there, or all these other things that you can do to unblock your ears, or use, very carefully use. I mean, they say you should never use earbuds, but I can clear some of the shit out of my ears with earbuds, if they build up waxy. But wax is just the ear's only, like its own cleaning system. So why would you want to mess? But on the inside, there's only one way out for stuff on the inside, and it's through your eustachian tubes. It's amazing when something goes wrong with my body. I want to know all about it, and so I do now. Look, there's your eustachian tube there. I've got some something wrong in it. There's some clogged up sticky shit in here that won't come out so easily, and it could take weeks. There it is. Oh yeah, so your Eustachian tube drains out to the back of your nose, and so that had got that some shit had gone in there and didn't drain out, and this Eustachian tube or Eustachian tube, I don't know how to say that word, got swollen and didn't open up for like days. So all this inside here got infected. Yeah, the ear is amazing. Like, this is how you hear music. It's not the first time, because I wanted to know that if I could get rid of my tinnitus years ago, if there was a way. So I had to look. Obviously, I had to look at all the diagrams. Like, how does the ear work? Why is my hair like ringing all the time? Yeah, and that's the cochlea. Inside the cochlea are like different sized hairs to pick up different frequencies. So you've got bass, probably ones here, and as it goes round, it gets higher and higher. So yeah, some of those are broken and they don't grow back. That's why you should protect your hearing, because they don't. When you're born, that's when they grow. So my one big thing I've been doing over the past few years, after being in front of many sound systems and putting my head in the bins, is to start wearing earplugs, so you can still enjoy the bass. You can hear it really clearly. You can even hear people really clearly shouting in your ear for a conversation, which I'm sure does a hell of a lot of damage, maybe even more damage than the speakers. Are you alright, mate? Like, you what? Fun times, but deafening times. So yeah, tinnitus. So now I wear earplugs when I know it's going to be loud, to protect my hearing, what's left of it. And I advise that everyone does the same, because you only get one lot of these, what are they called? In the cochlea. Errors in the cochlea. The human cochlea contains on the order of 3,500 inner hair cells and 12,000 outer hair cells at birth. Oh shit, like, I didn't know that. Nuts. The outer hair cells. This is nuts. And then there's like pictures of actual there. Is that them there? But I think that's from like an animal or an insect or something. Damn it, and when they're damaged, they look fucked. Anyway, it's probably like grossing everyone out. I can't say. I remember seeing this picture of the damaged ones, and they're just like it looks like a bunch of grass. And when there's been hearing damage, it's like some of the grass is like gone. Yeah, it doesn't grow back. I went to see a doctor about it, and they offer counselling because they can't fix it. They offer counselling because you've got to live with this ringing in your ears for the rest of your life. And I can hear it in the bass as well. I've got like this bass humming all the time. But I was able to get over it on my own. But they do offer it to you. And when I asked the doctor about what treatments are there, and they said, there's like, they might be able to do it one day if they can figure out a way to grow back. But he said the trouble with injecting like stem cells so it grows back like it would if you were born again is that it can be cancerous doing that, because they don't know when to stop growing. So it could that's why a treatment doesn't exist yet beyond counselling. I mean, I guess what they could do is, sorry, this what is this live stream now? What they could do is, there's the auditory nerve that carries information from the cochlea to the brain. So if you can like tap into that, you could just have your own like speaker hearing system, microphone in there in your ear that somehow is sewn up with those information carrying nerves there. I'm assuming that's, I'd even say at least 50 years away, but I might be wrong. Terrapastel earplugs. That is a sick idea, actually. Yeah, because I'm heavily like, I will, I will suggest it to anyone, especially music producers or DJs. Or just like if you enjoy music, like, um, trapped wax drained at the doctor's. Yeah, yeah. It's quite straightforward, apparently, getting wax out of the outer ear. Yeah. Yeah, Bruno is not using cochlea supermassive. Oh, it is amazing though, like how this thing even exists. I mean, the ossicles, right? These three bones, they're like apparently the strongest, some of the strongest bones in your body, if not the strongest. But they can still fracture, and they can become detached, and you can actually have surgery to have them reattached, and reassembled, and rebuilt. Yeah. So if that's what I've got, I'm definitely saying I want surgery, please. Because I want my hearing back. Yeah. But yeah, if you let this infection go on for too long, it can like, yeah, damage all the shit and damage the ossicles and damage the. It can even damage the auditory nerve, and I think if it damages that, it is fucked. Then you're kind of like, you wouldn't hear anything. I don't know. I don't know what would the brain would make up. The information that's missing, just be like noise or something. I don't know. You wouldn't hear any like tapping on your head. Like I can. That was reassuring. Being able to, I can still hear like my own like coughing and talking. But yeah, amazing. The body is amazing. Right. This needs turning down by about. Should we put AB? Mixing with these is. I know it's too loud. That's probably why it sounds. It's actually hurting my ears. But then, you know, this is where sound selection is really important, because if you've tried EQing it and you've tried turning the level down and you've tried distortion even, and it still doesn't fit, it's probably the sound itself. So the quicker you can come to that conclusion, the quicker you can find a better sound and finish the project. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to finish this project by whatever means. So I need a new rim shot sound, or I could just keep this. It sounds overpowered, doesn't it? The rest of the track sounds quite soft, and that snare's like. I don't know how to. See what I mean? It's a problem. So the problem is, I need a snare or, well, a rim shot. I think I've decided to go for a rim shot for this track, because they can be sort of less harsh than the snare in a way. They're kind of a bit softer, aren't they? Or they can be. So I need a rim shot. Is how I'm going to solve it, but it needs to be softer. less harsh than this one that James kindly sent me. EP update. So there's 11 or 12 tracks I'm working on. I don't know how or when I'm going to release them. I think I'm going to wait until after the gig because I'm going to play stuff out on a pretty big rig, and I'm hopefully going to hear if there's anything wrong with them. Maybe that's a really terrible idea. Either way, I'm going to have them all finished, most of them, before the 28th. So EP, it's going to be an album. I think it's going to be an album now. Maya, who is the promoter for WUB 40 on the 28th of February, kind of wants to do, there's a crew of us who are producers, and kind of wants to set up a record label and wants our tunes, 2 tunes each of us. So I've got to pick 2 tunes for that, which is going to be really hard because I'm like, I want to be on this compilation, but I also want to release them myself, but it would be non-exclusive, so I could just release them in both places. I don't know how to do it. I like self-releasing, but releasing on the WUB 40 label and keeping it just exclusive for there is good as well, because it's got massive potential to become a big established, dubstep label. I could be in the right place at the right time here. So yeah, I might just only release 2 tracks on there and release the rest under my own label. See how it goes. Serum 1. The Serum 1 sounds great. It does, doesn't it? Do you know who that's by? That is who the fuck's WA now? It was a tutorial. I cannot remember who WA is. Or for G. Oh no. I didn't write enough information in that. I've been wondering who this was actually. It's not. I've used it a few times now as well. WA. Where's not that guy, the drum and bass guy? Bloody hell. Not Winslow, is it? No. WA. G. If I just type that in, it's not going to come up, is it? Because I've obviously I've hyphenated it. I've not hyphenated. Truncated it. For fuck's sake. I cannot remember whose snare tutorial that is. I would say just go and find Serum snare tutorials in general, because I've come across a few that didn't give great results, but this one did, and the Ahi one as well. I made some snare like Ahi, but I cannot remember. WA for G. Who the fuck is that? Damn it. Right, Kai, how you doing? So, you say the snare sounds great. It does, but I don't think it sounds good in this tune. It's like, even if... That sounds very... So that's the trouble, because the more I listen to the rest of the tune, I'll just focus on the snare, and this happens every time. And then I forget all the other problems with the tune. And so I have to leave it for another day again. But I'll at least sort the snare out. It's like it does go a bit too high there. I'm gonna give up. I already did give up with a snare in this track. So rim shots. Where's me rim shots? In Loop Cloud. I have to cancel my Loop Cloud subscription because I don't really have. I mean, it's only like £8 or something, but it's draining a particular account where I shouldn't be draining it. I've lost my hearing because of my ears got infected, and it's slowly coming back. But I can't hear anything over 9K. Everything sounds like it's underwater. Oh, bless and good night to you, Corinne. Right, room shots. Are they all in here? Yeah. See, I want a rim shot that doesn't have much attack. See that? Like that, it's got like a softer. My ears still work. Try another one. I almost just want to find my own acoustic. I do have 2 snare drums, right? And they're in boxes. And I don't know where the drumstick is. Don't even really need one. But I could just record my own and just put loads of pillows on it to get the sound I want. Maybe that would work. I should do that. I should fucking do that. Not right now. Where is the snare drum? It's in this room somewhere. Hiding. See, that sounds soft now, but as soon as I turn the volume up, I bet it doesn't. Yeah, and there's something about just pure noise, you know, it sounds noisy, this one. And that hurts my ears. See, I shouldn't be choosing any sounds with this hearing either, because I can't tell. It sounds harsh here, and it probably is as well, actually, around 3. Let's try Let's just go through a few more. This one's not bad. That one sounds like a snare. No, does not sound right. Everything in this track sounds quite low. See, when you pitch it down, you get all this harshness again. Do you know, sometimes the ones that sound the weirdest actually fit. I think this shortness of that actually helps as well. Shortness. Length. But then now, because it's so short, it kind of fucks with the groove. So I want something longer. This is so hard. Maybe it needs to be a clap again. Again, it never was in this track, but dying. That's quite soft. I'm going to turn this up because I'm turning every single sound up. So that's enough of an improvement for me to just bounce this track and listen to it another day. Oh, I'll just extend the intro as well. I think it's why that this is working, because it's kind of got another sound. Listen to that rim shot. I think it's going. It's got two sounds in there. I'm playing the keyboard. Yeah, it's got a what do you call it? Rises tambourine kind of thing a bit after the transient. That's what I needed to make it longer, to give it the length. You might even have two, look. Two little tambourine kind of white noise. That's actually, Peter, what I'm trying to... White noise is not sounding good for me right now. I've tried a serum drum with white noise and it's just too harsh. That's why I'm converting to rim shots for like dubstep that's not in your face dubstep. Like really in your face dubstep. The quieter sort of rim shot sound. So it's a bit more, I guess it's probably closer to brown noise actually. Pink noise still has that high end like white noise, but brown noise is quite like a wind blowing through the pine trees in a pine forest. It's very soft. But this actually has that, a bit of that. And then some ringing of cymbals on a tambourine. That's what it sounds like. But my ears shot. My ears are not reliable right now. So I've no idea if this is going to work. But I think I've gone some way towards solving the problem for now of what rim shot to choose. Yeah. Difficult. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna do. Potentially the drop. This drop here doesn't sound as good as this. This is quieter. The whole thing's quieter. You can hear some of the hi-hat, like swing percussion in the hi-hats or the tambourines. Yeah, it's a tambourine. So yeah, there's still loads of problems with this, but I'm going to bounce it. There's sort of like arrangement problems really, which are not as easy to solve as just like swapping snares out, I don't think. But the way to solve that problem of them being difficult is by destroying it. So yeah, next time I go in this project, I've got nothing to lose on it. So I'll probably just go swap it over, decide what is the most important sounds in there. Like the arpeggiated muted guitar. Gling, 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 is like the thing about this track. Even though I wouldn't normally do that. I wouldn't normally use a single muted guitar sound and play it over an entire keyboard. But there was just something about it. Maybe the fundamental idea is flawed and this track will never see the light. But I'm going to keep loading it up. I've got 8 more weeks, however long it is. So I'm going to put in here hail. What version is it? 11. Standard intro swap. Rim shot. Or softer rim shot. Yeah. Okay, next one. Oh my gosh, it's nearly 1 a.m. This is what happens. This is the same This is why another reason why I've not been on for 2 weeks, because I was too exhausted after feeling ill for 2 weeks. I just wanted to go and be in bed by like 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. And now I'm back to old habits of forgetting what time it is. It's now like so it sounds okay there, doesn't it? And it maybe sounds a little bit too busy, maybe, but then it goes into the I don't even know what this is called in music. It's not a chorus. Is it going from a verse to a chorus? It's always troubled me with making weird dance music. Like, what the fuck is like? It's like I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I wish it was like a normal wheel, so I could like copy every other piece of music that was ever made, and it'd be a lot easier. But I'm trying to see the logic of going from that into this. When I listen to this in the car, there's some kind of weird separation between the sub, which you probably won't be able to hear the sub on a phone. Well, you won't, unless you got headphones or something. And I don't know what it is. This happens sometimes in drum and bass. It actually happened to me a lot while making drum and bass. I would separate the sub and the mid bass to leave room for a kick and a snare and make it just give me more control over it. But that would create this kind of like separation. It is, yeah, because when you solve one problem, sometimes it creates multiple others. You know, you've just cleaned up your bass and now it sounds like hollow. But yeah, the main thing, this is an arrangement issue though, whether to just keep going here and not go into this kind of separate bit of music there. Thomas, thanks for following, which is here, by the way. Ooh. Oh. I swear that has changed pitch. destroy mode. Why not? It's gonna sound weird, but my ears. I can't trust my ears.
Doing our thing. Doing our thing.
Yeah. It's exciting. This bit's exciting. But I don't think I could just have all that all the way through the entire track. It's gotta be this contrasting bit. But I think maybe I just need to fix this bit. So
Doing our thing.
yeah, like maybe it doesn't need all these fancy sound effects, or maybe there's too many of them. They're supposed to be rhythmic. That's, you can't dance to that anyway. You'd have to loop more. What about if just staggered it a bit? Oh. Maybe that might work. I have to go soon. My eyes are starting to sting like hell. Definitely sounds better than where that is. Like at the end. Yeah, that bit doesn't actually sound that great rhythmically. Especially that bit. Oh, with the panner, Andrew, yeah. Got to put it on everything. I did put it on the crash. Oh, sick, yeah. That's a good idea on yeah, fucking hell. A way of making high stuff with high information swirl has always been like a thing that I've wanted to, find a standard way of doing. With it, you could put chorus on it, can you? Or auto pan maybe, but yeah, I tried it before on a track on the master. It's really cool, yeah. I didn't know there was that control that rotates it and you hear it go behind you. It sort of goes behind you. It's really good. A bit stronger. Could you double it up? Could you have two plugins in a row with these same settings? Put them in are you unable to put them in a rack? Assign. Yeah, just have layer 10 of them. Verbs and flipping the face on one side. That's interesting. Yeah, I can't remember. I remember some guy doing an ambient drone tutorial, and it was just, what was it now? It's like 100. I don't know if it was 100 OTTs or 100 of something else, not as something you wouldn't think would do. Or maybe it was 100 hybrid reverbs or something. Yeah, and he just put one sound through it and it just did this mad fucking thing. That's what I thought, yeah. My immediate thought when you said it was the mid-side thing. I thought that would surely fuck that up because mid-side's encoded that way, isn't it? Where one side is the inverse of the other, the opposite phase. Does it take a lot of a CPU, that? Sidechain to the drums. Yeah. If it sounds sick on a crash, that's a great tip. I don't think I've got any crashes in this fucking composition. I need crashes. I'm slacking on the crashes there, Andrew. I need your crash knowledge. Heavy on GPU, alright. It's definitely better than it was. Nice. Okay. Is that one you've recorded yourself from your own drum kit? Can't hear myself. I can't talk, I don't think. Either. Oh, is it right? Have I seen you on the drum kit? I'm sure I've seen you. Okay, this sounds better already. Seen that. It's amazing things happens when you go into destroy mode. Nothing to lose mode. Right. HH groove. What does that mean? So these bits are now like new, so I'm going to give them a slightly different colour. That's a unique colour. I think these are just copies, yeah. So those two are the same. Those two are the same. It's the same as that one. So I don't think I need to do too much copying and changing. Oh, hi-hat, right. There we go. I've learned something today. It's good. It's good learning like the intricacies of like language to describe audio and music, especially as a producer, because you need to like label things. It helps if you label as much as possible. So HH is my new favorite thing. I've even seen HH in like samples. Why haven't I started using it? Why do I call everything hi-hats when I could have been saying HH? 20 plus years I've been doing this. Just enough. All right. I don't know. I think you're being modest. I bet you can play them really well. Um, right. Sample for the crash hit. Right. Still, it's like still two syllables in it. You can't really get away with that. But less letters. Two strokes of a keyboard. Right, so we're doing good here. I think we'll delete this because there was something that could be its own tune now, couldn't it? Saying that reminds me to start filling up my sample pack with things because what can this go in? Basses. What year? Oh, it's 2025 now. I'm gonna have to make another. Do you know what? It's just gonna go in 2024 for now because it was from that era. But then it does this. Ableton does this annoying thing when you drag a sample somewhere. It's like, oh, we're gonna make a whole file structure that you're never gonna use. It's just one of those things that I can't. There's another way. There's me complaining. I could just do this. I did find a way of rolling sampler, solo. There it is. Copy that and paste it in there. Job done. No messing. I can delete that one now. Some of the files are being fucking used. See, this is what's bad about that system. Is it fucks everything up. Ableton now thinks that I want the sample that I've just copied to a different directory to point to that directory now, rather than where it was before. And you don't think you can undo it. Yeah, something people think Ableton's great, but there's still some things in it that are like really annoying. File manager. See, if I don't fix this now, if I load this up in like a few months' time, for some reason, it might not find that file. That's how bad it is. Undo history, right, let's see. Deactivate clip. There's no history of clip change directory. It's not there. And if let's check. We can actually check. Instead of me going off. Come on. Oh, I don't know. That's really confusing. It says it's in the rolling sampler. Oh yeah, okay. No. Ignore me. I was wrong about everything. I was running away with my mouth. I forgive you, Ableton. It wasn't your fault. It was though. It still is. Like, if you're creating those file structures when I never asked you to. Anyway, let's stop ranting. I missed something here. Are there any automations here that I've missed? I think they're all samples. No, I've rendered everything. Oh, and on this track? No automation. Right. Let's boogie.
Doing our thing. One people doing our thing. One people doing our thing. One people doing our thing.
Better than Pro Tools. The sample browser is better. You can do like some custom labeling. I can't imagine ever using it though. But it's yeah, I think it is a bit better. It did stop Live Enhancement Suite working, and the developer of Live Enhancement Suites refused. Like, basically Ableton implemented loads of the things that he'd had added on in the Live Enhancement Suite up to version 11. But then they changed something so that the file, and he offered to work with them and stuff, but Ableton changed the way the file browser work, and it stopped the what's this called now? It's in this menu that comes up here. I can just choose what to load, and it will, wherever I click on it, will load it. It will automatically input it into the file explorer and press enter and choose it and select it, and it will load into a track. It stopped that working. I've managed to independently get it working by changing the code, but it takes longer to load stuff because it kind of has to wait for the browser. So this guy stopped developing Live Enhancement Suite, which I'm really good about. I hope he just makes it work again. I think they Ableton have broken it so that you can't. There's no workaround to make it work again. Anyway, but apart from that, yeah, it's an improvement. I think there are bits, the way you can categorize stuff, even though I don't use it. Like, if I go to sounds, I've got all this like category thing here where I can just quickly choose sounds. So if you go to all the trouble of categorizing your own sounds into like strings and piano and keys, you're going to find them a lot quicker when you need them, and that's like a worthwhile investment of time to set something up like that if you think you're going to use it. But I'm more working on like a sample pack that I can just go into and just go through. I might categorize all these one day, but I need to like come up with names for them and stuff. What's that? Oh yeah. variations. Do you know what? It's kind of like, I don't know how people make sound packs. Like, oi oi. Yeah, I assume everything's going to crash every 10 minutes. So I'm always saving. If I do a big change in any project, I save it. That's why I'm on like version 26 here, because after a while I'm like, shit, I've just done loads of work. I'm saving it. Small Fry Steven. Just lost your album? What? New Windows update? Nah, it's still got to be there on your same. It'll be there if you go into users on your C drive. You'll see your old username, surely. C users. You might have to show hidden files, is it? To see the users directory in Drive C. And then in there you should see your new username. It sounds like you've created a new username maybe. But then if it's an upgrade, it shouldn't have fucking asked you to do that. That's weird. Also always back up. I mean, like, I've lost so many projects. And not anymore. I've had enough of losing projects. I've not lost projects for like 10 years because I back up, because I lost, a lot of work. Once you have to lose quite a lot of work until you go, I'm gonna back everything up all the time. It's just not worth it. Yeah, it's an expense. You've either got to buy a hard drive or you've got to buy. I pay for a mega subscription. I forgot how much I pay. It's not much. Pro one. It's 2 terabytes. And everything. Every time I make a save, just uploads it. The MP3 and the Ableton file. I've got all my samples up there as well. So it works out per year like the cost of a hard drive. I could just buy a 2 terabyte hard drive. But having it in the cloud means I can load tracks on my phone in the car dead easily. If I want to listen, if I've just bounced an MP3 here, I can then walk to the car, load that MP3 and just play it in the car dead easily. So that's like really convenient. But also there's that thing of, if you had a hard drive and you had a fire in the same house, which is really unlikely to happen. So unlikely that you'd ever have a fire in your house that destroyed everything. But or theft as well. Theft is probably more likely to happen, but again, really unlikely. Yeah. But it's still better than not having it backed up anywhere else. If you've only got one copy of your files, it's like, what's that like? You could get a freak solar flare that destroys everything. Or it'd probably destroy your backup as well. But if it's on the other side of the world, like Mega is in New Zealand, and like you say, Adobe Cloud, Microsoft, they've got like, and Google as well, they've got redundancy. So they've got servers in different countries. So even if there's a nuclear war, your data is probably going to be not just on your computer, but scattered across the world. So yeah, I don't really want to pay £100 a year for it, but as long as I've got cash coming into my account, I can. It's for a music producer. It's worthwhile subscription. I'd rather pay for that than Netflix. But yeah, sorry if that's like, it's obviously hindsight, but that I'm just like, I hope you get your data back, Small Fry Steven. Dot followed me, thank you, Dot. Stolen. No, that's grim. The great thing about Macs though is they can completely lock themselves, can't they? So like if you had some unreleased fire on there, they wouldn't be able to access it. But yeah, that's not what you want, is it? You want it backed up. It's just they charge, don't they? It's corrupted. Yes. Oh man. Don't know what to suggest really. Did you look, if you've looked in users, Windows users, sorry, C/users in File Explorer, and it's not in there, then I don't know what to suggest. You could try like undelete, you know, like one of those apps where you can like recover files, but I don't know what's happened there. How long ago did you update?
One people doing our thing.
You can't recover on your own. So you've done that. You've gone in users and found the username, but it's not in there. Your files, your like project files aren't in there. Oh, you sorry, undelete. Sorry, I changed the what I was saying, didn't I? You've tried undelete or something similar. No. Backups. Yeah, what I had was an EMU hardware assembler. A 4 gig hard drive in it. Send it to another. And one day, it was a SCSI hard drive, a SCSI hard drive. One day it just stopped working. I think it just got an error on it, and I decided to take it apart, take the board out, replace the board with an identical hard drive board, and put it all back together. And I recovered most of the data, but it was all. And some of the names were scrambled, and I was just fucked off. I just fucked off a load of projects because of it, because they wouldn't load properly anymore. It set me back a few months. Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know what else to suggest. It's one of them. If it was on my thing right now, I'd just be like working around the clock, trying to recover it. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Sometimes it can be a blessing though. You've got to start again. I fear this could come at any moment. You're mortified. Oh, you're in the mortified stage. It's no good me saying stuff like that, then, is it? Yeah. Because I bet there's some gems in there, right? Damn it. Yeah, no, I'm not the one to ask. I think extensive Googling and try not. I wouldn't. If you think it's still on the drive, but it's just like hidden away. I wouldn't download any more data onto that drive until you've tried to recover the data from it, because it might overwrite that data. That's all I could say, really. Windows, what a bastard. Windows used to be good. They tried to make it better, but they've made it. There's bugs in Windows 11 they haven't fixed yet. I love Counter-Strike. That's... Yeah. I never got into Counter-Strike. All my mates were into it. I was like, how did I miss this? But Small Fry Stephen, I'm looking forward to hearing whatever you come up with next anyway. Even if you can't recover what you've been working on, I bet you can still make some good stuff. I bet you've still got it, no matter what. See, I don't know if that should repeat again, because it repeats there and there and there.
One people doing our thing.
£130, that's cheap. There's the beat. I think there was a problem with this here, going into this. Oh, upgrade, yeah.
One people doing our thing. One people.
Dear. I think I'm gonna have to go. There's a baby crying. And once this one starts, she doesn't stop. Is she gonna stop? Come on. No. No. I will bid all of you farewell and good luck and all the best. Good luck sorting your hard drive and recovering data. Thanks, Andrew. Managed to do a live stream. That was good. Thank you. Right, take care. Take care, y'all. Have fun.